Kasava, this is GF LaserBolt from GamerFusion.com, and today we got an update preview from Destiny regarding the weapon tuning coming this December. So what can we expect out of the weapon tuning? Well, let's go ahead and dive right on in. So first and foremost, a few weapons are going to be updating. Let's start off with the base weapons, which are the auto rifles. It says the 2.0 update brought auto rifles back into the competitive PvP space as an option. However, we find that they are still occasionally losing to pulse rifles at close range. Based on the data, auto rifles are coming up a tiny bit to help them fulfill their intended role. So the main goals on the patch will be auto rifles are optimal at close to medium range, and auto rifles can effectively compete against pulse rifles in PvP. These are the changes that will be done. Low rate of fire, Soros Regime and Answering Cord, 3% base damage increase. Mid rate of fire, Cella Supercell and JPK43, 7% base damage increase. High rate of fire are Arminus D and the Necrochasm, 4% base damage increase. So these are the weapons that are going to be getting a change within the goals. So as far as the pulse rifles are concerned, it says pulse rifles are some of the most adept and effective primaries right now. The base damage forgives enough thumb skill up close, then they can compete with auto rifles. The effective range keeps scout rifles in check at extended ranges, and the burst cadence forces a grueling pace for even the most adept hand cannon users. We like that they're having a moment, but they need a few limitations in their raw utility. So the main goals they're going to be doing with the pulse rifles is pulse rifle optimal at medium range, but can still effectively engage enemies at a close or medium range. Pulse rifles should feel stronger in PvP, but don't become the only competitive option. What they're going to be doing is the following. They're going to be reducing the base damage, low rate of fire of the messenger and spare change, 9% base damage reduction. Mid-range fire, Hawksaw, No Time to Explain, Red Dead, 8% base damage reduction. High rate of fire, Bad Juju, 8% base damage reduction. Highest rate of fire, The Grass of Marok, base damage reduction, reduced damage fallout to start between auto rifles and hand cannons. So basically, the auto rifle is getting a buff, the pulse rifle is getting a nerf. So they're going to be changing that. Another thing they wanted to point out is they reduce the damage fallout to start between auto rifles and hand cannons. A low range pulse rifle will have a shorter damage fallout than an average hand cannon. A high range pulse rifle will have a further damage fallout than an average hand cannon. It increases base damage against AI combatants to 1.3 times and it currently was 1.25. So basically that is what's going to be happening within that portion. As far as the hand cannons are concerned, it says we've increased ADS accuracy for another pass at the goals outlined below. Hand cannons are optimal at close to medium range, rewards agility under fire, precision targeting, and snapshot. Hand cannons cannot reliably compete with scout rifles at long range. So what they're going to be doing is increase ADS accuracy for more reliable shots at close to medium range. And just FYI, Golden Gun is not and never will be affected by a hand cannon weapon change. Next up, pretty much hand cannons is getting a mini buff. Then we have shotguns. The following is happening. They're pretty much saying that the shotguns still are very powerful at long range, and these are the goals that they're going to be trying to do. So it says shotguns are more effective at a very close range. Complements melee attacks and other close quarter class builds. Offensively, closing on an enemy with a shotgun is a risk reward timing game. Reduce weapon agility so that the CQ combat is more deliberate. So these are the changes that are going to be happening. Reduce starting damage fallout to match melee launch ranges. Long range stats fallout start at the standard melee launch. High range stats fallout start at a blink strike launch. Final damage fallout distance extends 0.5 meters longer for a smoother drop. Slowly ready stow times for all shotguns. So it's going to have a slower ready stow. Additional recoil across the entire stability stat range. Slower reload speed across the entire reload speed. Slower time to aim down sight for all shotguns. Slower base movement speed with shotguns are active. Weapons walk, run, and aim down sights. Sprint is unaffected. Add 2 frame delay when firing out of sprint. Increase base damage against all AI combatants and to 1.6. It currently was 1.5. So pretty much we are seeing a nerf when with the coming along. Next up, we have fusion rifles. Fusion rifles are unused weapons not only in how to use them effectively, their ability to track targets and predict movement being imperative, but also that the weapon stats can provide a variety of experiences. For example, high stability will keep the projectiles ground closer together and improving the chance of hitting all shots. Higher range will increase the projectile speed and reducing the enemy's ability to dodge the burst. Charge speed will move the weapon's roll from reactive to anticipatory as it's going from fast to slow. So our hopes in this patch is to make these players facing decisions easier to answer. Slow charging fusions like the Omnolong and the Tesla FR4 can push the effective range of fusions to the max. Faster charging fusions like the Split Shifter Pro will allow players to be reactive to close range threats. It doesn't really highlight what they're pretty much doing with the fusion rifles. I'm just gonna go with it's a buff. We're just they're kind of making it a little bit better, right? So it says the goals with the fusion rifle are: fusion rifles are optimal at mid-range, where targets are easy to track, but they're not close enough to track while charging up. Requires combat foresight and the ability to predict a target's movement to use successfully. Accentuate close range, medium range effectively by tuning charge speed and stability. Make players feel more dubious about spending ammo. So these are the changes. Increase charge speed on fast charging fusion rifles, but reduce burst damage to compensate. Actually pretty good because it's gonna be like a mini shoddy. It's actually probably might be better than shoddy after this update. Then we have fusion rifles behave more predictable based on player stats. Reduce hipfire stability for all fusion rifles. Increase ADS and crouch stability for all fusion rifles. Reduction in carry ammo inventory for all fusion rifles. Increase base damage against all ACAM combatants to 1.25 worth 115 pretty much. So I'm going to go with a buff on the fusion rifle. Then we have the sniper rifle. What is going to be taking place within the sniper rifle? Damage fallout on sniper rifle is here to stay. Ducks, but we are pushing it out a bit further to ensure that precision headshot is consistently rewarded. With the new value, sniper lethality should only be effective at really long combat distance. So these are the goals with the sniper rifles. Sniper rifles are optimal at long range and difficult to use at mid range or short range. Sniper rifles reward thumb skills with high damage against precision targets. The luck in the chamber perk on the sniper rifle should still require a precision shots. This is actually something I've been calling in for a long time. The only way you're able to get a luck in the chamber should only be consistent of getting a headshot. So these are the changes. Extend sniper rifle damage fallout, so damage only reduces for a very long range shot. So the longer range of shot, the more damage it has. Luck in the chamber on the sniper rifle now only buffs precision damage. So if you get a headshot, you will get that luck in the chamber shot. If you don't get a headshot, then it's not gonna be happening. So that's what we have right there. So that's what the changes. I'm gonna say with the buff. I'm gonna go with a buff. I know a lot of people are gonna be upset with the luck in the chamber, but going with a buff with the snipers, long range, more damage. That makes sense for a sniper rifle. Then we have the weapon that people kind of don't even use that much, which is sidearms. Sidearms are the multi-purpose support weapon for close range edge cases. Suppress a nearby flank route, gun down, and rushing attackers or swap. It's when you just need a few more rounds to finish off the weaker target. Sidearms, these are the goals. So sidearms should always feel light and responsive. Reload and handling stats go from good to great. Sidearms are optimal at close to medium range and lose effective at long range. Sidearms are intended to act as all-purpose support tools for your primary weapon rather than a special case alternative. So changes they're going to be doing is increase ready still speed for all sidearms. So you're going to be able to aim down sight a lot quicker. Go with a buff. I mean, it's always something good to have as opposed to that. Well guys, this video is actually getting pretty long, so we're going to go really quick through the exotic weapons that we're going to be tuning. They're going to be tuning in the first curse, and they're also, what they're going to be doing is the first curse perk now refills the magazine when activated, providing a better stability, better target acquisition, and damage fallout starts further out while the perk remains active. Plus 25 to the first curse, base damage, fix the bug with the first curse perk would deactivate if the player summoned their ghost. And we have boost to impression base range and magazine size. First curse is getting a buff. Next up we have the Hawk Moon. reduce base range by 20%. Lucky bullets from both Luck in the Chamber and Holding Aces now deal 1.2 point damage, and it was 1.3. Hawkmoon is getting a nerf, and I think the first curse I said it was getting a buff, right? I just want to make sure that. So we got first curse with a buff, Hawkmoon with a nerf. Then we have the Chaperone, reduce base damage, increase precision damage scalar to 1.75. What's currently 1.1. So Chaperone, I'm gonna go with a nerf on that one. Then we have the Fabian strategy. These are the changes. Frontline perk on the Fabian strategy no longer buffs rate of fire as a bonus modifier. Frontlines now increase the base rate of fire stats to high speed damage per bullet. It offsets to match the higher rate of fire archetype. Remove extended mag perk and reduced it with flare magma. Remove small bore perk and replace it with rifle barrel. Needs to make these changes to prevent shipping a magazine bug that could trigger when reloading the weapon while frontline perks were activated. Increase base reload and stability of the weapon to help offset the removal stats upgrade. Fabian strategy will be getting a buff in my personal point of view. Black Spindle, remove scope upgrades from Black Spindle talent grid and replaced with barrel upgrades. Well, there's not really that much of a big difference on that one, to be honest. Sleeper Cell Simulates, we have max ammo inventory, ammo buff from 7 to 9, so yeah, that's getting more ammo. Ammo shop exploit removed, weapons no longer convert once ammo from a different heavy weapon to a full inventory. So that was kind of like that one glitch I showed you guys how to do. Inventory no longer benefits from fusion rifles armor perks, but does benefit from heavy ammo perks. So, ammo increase, I'm going to go with a buff on this one. Let me know what you guys think of all this weapon patching that's going to be happening. Are you guys happy, sad? I'm actually excited. Auto rifles seem to be getting a buff, which makes me happy all the time because I'm an auto rifle guy. But please let me know, what do you guys think of the weapon buffs? Do you guys think they're good, bad, or not? Let me know all that in the comment section down below. Don't forget, guys, for all things Destiny, head over to GamerFusion.com, where we empower your gaming.